morning to those of you that are watching. I'm going to put some music on in the background while we wait a few minutes for the stream to start. So bear with me. All the trades closed out. So I'm going to be talking about that today and where we move on from there. So hang tight and look for the stream to start in a couple minutes. Okay, that music's a little too loud. Okay. Good morning, guys. I know that there's a few of you in here. I'm going a little bit later today because my trades just closed out, so we're going to be talking about that today. Oh, thanks, Steven. So I'm just going to wait another 2 minutes since I'm starting late today. I just want to make sure people are able to get in here. I guess this is kind of victorious music. Alright, so let's see, we've been streaming for about 3 minutes so far. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start. Okay, so it's been an interesting morning. You can see that I look like I'm totally made up. I've been basically in front of my computer the whole morning today. It's been quite a roller coaster, and you can see that today we've come out with $1,126 in profit. So that's a 4.64 gain, percent gain in one day. And I'm going to walk you through the process of what I did. And it maybe wasn't the smartest thing to do, but it was something that I found necessary in the current situation. So let me see if we have enough people in here before I start so I don't have to say things a few times. Okay, yeah. How's it going, Norbert? Good to see you. All right, guys. So yes, again, everything is closed out. All my trades are closed out. We came out with $1,127, which is a 4.64% gain today. We did. You can see the stats here at the bottom of my account. So we actually had a loss of 961 pips. And you guys might. Sorry, this is just a side note. My cat is sitting on me as well. He's just a really fat cat. So if I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, it's because he's there. Anyways, so yes, we had a 961% profit, in loss in pips, and there's the profit there. You can see the percentage gain. You can see how many lots I had out as well. So the profit is here. So you can see what the percentage of the account, or total dollars, which is 1,400 is what I'm currently in profit at right now. And the percentage, so 5.8%. So yeah, a lot of you guys are still showing up. Yes, all the trades closed out. We are in profit, $1,127, 4.64% profit today. So let's go over the trades so you have an idea of what's going on. Uh, FX traders get all the pussy. Oh, Stephen, nice comment. I'm gonna have to say that. Use that one in the future. That's pretty good. Um, Another lucky escape. Yes, Hans, I do believe this was a bit lucky. There was some skill involved in the actual positions itself, not the lot size. The lot size is where the risk was and where the luck is. So let's get into that now. All right, so this is where the craziness starts happening. Um, so Okay, so hopefully you guys can listen up and follow along. I might say this a couple of times. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer that in regards to what happened. All right, so you can see the entire basket here, right, on the account. You see the profit in the end at $3,988 from this entire basket of long trades, right? You also see this one single trade here, that this was a high lot trade. Um, that I was considering taking. And I actually ended up closing it out because I didn't think it was worth the risk at that time. Right before I go to sleep, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch the trade, and it made me a little bit worried about it. This was a 7-lot trade, so all these other positions that you see here, these were 0.2 2 lots, so they were very pretty low for the account size. But this one was 7. Now, I jumped to 7 because I did some tests and realized that I still had a lot of margin to work with, and so I decided that 7 lots would get me out of this position, or out of this basket of negative trades, if the market decided to bounce from there. Now, 7 lots jump is pretty substantial from a bunch of smaller point twos. Um, but the reason I did it is because I didn't see me getting out of this basket on the pound CAD and the euro pound very easily. It might have been a long while wait for me to do that. As you guys mentioned, as I mentioned in my last stream, the correlation was off. The euro pound has been falling, and it has been falling for the last while because of the Brexit pressures. That's also that's affecting the pound definitely, but it's also affecting the euro too because they were connected before, and now that separation is happening. So both are feeling the pressures of it right now, and I was getting that on on this pair. So when that was going down, the euro pound was going down. I was also going down on the pound CAD and here as well, and it was freaking me out a little bit because that correlation working in that way doesn't happen very often, and usually when it happens is temporary. But I didn't have enough room to really work with that temporary action that was happening. And so that's why I needed to take some drastic measures in order to uh, really counteract what was going on. I didn't. The desperate measures means that I didn't see myself getting out of these positions very easily, and so that's why I had to make an adjustment to my strategy. Um, After this time, since everything's closed out, I'm taking a break today. I'll reset. Oh geez. Sorry. That is really just okay. Wow. That was forexsignals.com, just in case you wondered. I guess somebody's doing a stream there. Um, so, uh, Train of thought lost there for a second. Yeah, so I'll be resetting for today, and I will be running my RMI EAs independently instead of together from here on out. I find that's going to be a much better strategy. I know that it works long term. What I was doing here was something that was a little bit more experimental, and as you can see, it got me into trouble. So I'm not planning on doing that again. Uh, so the pound CAD, or the euro pound, you can see here the loss of $2,841, right? So that loss was hit at the same time that the pound CAD hit the profit of 3,988, giving me that overall profit of 1127. Okay, so yeah, the trades that I took, I did take some higher risk trades again during this course. So you see this, I closed this one out for a loss of $20, right? Well, I took another one. And this one here is actually zero point 0.2 lots. So that one's actually just part of the basket trading that I was doing. It was continuing, the RMI EA was continuing to work. And then I took this one. Guys, I'm not happy with the lots I took, the lot sizes I took on this account trying to fix it. The 7 lots, way too high. The 7 lots here, I had 7 lots, so that was 7 lots here. And you see how bad this position is? This is a really bad position. Right at the peak. This was a long position. And I just thought this was going to continue. I should have looked at the M5. I would have seen this this bearish inside engulfing candle setup. It was unfortunate that I didn't look at the time frames. I didn't look at it carefully enough for a good position. It was a bit of a mistake, although my intentions were good. So at that point, I was thinking, great. Now I'm part of this whole push back down. What am I going to do? And I was watching the M5 again, so I finally learned my lesson. Looked at all the time frames, the M5, M15, M30, the H1, and the H4, to see where price would slow down. Because I do know that the pressure for the pound CAD, especially just in the pound in general, that it would be on the upside. And I say new is because that was my thinking, and I had a strong. Not a strong feeling. I don't want to use feeling, but my research was showing, and my pair research was showing that the pound was looking towards a push on the upside. And the pound CAD was, obviously part of the pound pairs, and so that would also get that same kind of treatment. And so that's why I was looking for a next available time to enter another high lot position, and that's when I went here at 7 lots again. Sorry, not 7 lots, it was 5. So 7 lots up here, 5 lots down here. And then I was expecting to enter another 5 lots down here. So when price hit this level, if it decided to continue to push down, I'd be watching it to see if I got another candle reversal, and then I would enter again in the hopes that it would shoot up. Yes, it would have been really challenging if it would have continued back down. Now, what I'm most excited about with this is not that I took 7 lots here and 5 lots here. No, it's this position. You could say that I got lucky. I got lucky here, but it was also, I felt like I was able to hit this position pretty well too. Why did I take this position where I did? I was watching the candlesticks. I was watching the price. I saw this candle here. I saw and instantly thought, okay, so price is starting, this initial push is starting to slow down on the M5. And then I got this. Again, my inside candle setup, guys, right here. So this is a bearish candle down, inside candle setup here, and then I bought right on the candle right after that. So my first hint was this candle, the first bullish candle out of what, 10, almost 10 candles, or 7 or something like that. And then the inside candle setup. So what we have here is this straight push down, then a slowing, and then bounce back up. And I didn't know for sure that it was going to bounce there. I was hoping that it would, and with a little bit of luck and some skill, it did, and it bounced up in a big way. Now, I was watching price really closely on the way up, but once it got to this, when I saw this candle, I thought that there was a good possibility that it could extend further. I knew that there would be some resistance at 166.5 or close to 166.5, and there was. And initially, I was in profit about $1,000 when the market hit here for the first time. I was looking for about 1,500 in profit, so I would have been about 6% profit out of the trade, and it pulled back on the M5 really fast. And so I said, okay, well, we're getting that resistance up there, and I expected that it would push down from there and to the 166 level, and then potentially shoot back up at that point. It didn't happen, and it ended up pushing down slightly and then pushed back up, hit that level, and then that's where I closed out my trades because I was thinking, okay, I lost my chance on the first one. If it happens again, I'm going to take my trades out and not take my chances again of trying to let this extend further. Especially since that retracement hadn't happened yet, that I was expecting to happen, or the pullback. So now we're in that pullback right now. It did hit pretty close to that 66 level, and I'm expecting it to probably bounce back up from there. I'm not going to be entering any more trades at this point. I'm so done with trading today. But I do expect this to either find a ground here and shoot back up, or maybe extend slightly more and then shoot up. And I think it will at least test the same area up here again, but I do think it will break. Now, why do I think it will break? Because I'm still in positions on my Oanda account. So if we're breaking down this account, we see the first entry here. This is entry 1, and you can see how many trades that we're in. There's a 20 pip difference of each of the trades, but how my EA works is it's pretty nice because it actually will uh, take volatility into consideration. So this is the first trade, but the second trade doesn't go in for a good 50 pips. The reason why it doesn't go in for 50 pips is because the entry, because of this candle, really, is this candle was really volatile. It's a 50 pip candle by itself. And so my EA will wait for the volatility to slow down and the candle to close before entering another position. So that's why we have that gap, which I'm pretty grateful for because we would have had another position in there, causing the drawdown to be more. Okay, uh, so we have all these positions here, and I do think it will extend. Now, the reason why I think it will extend is because this RMI strategy EA that I've been using has been working on the pound since 2007, since I can really pull history on the pound CAD. Doesn't mean that it's going to continue to work. This whole system or EA could lose technically, but with according to history, this should recover. These trades should recover, and I do think at this point now that we will have that recovery. Yes, the pullback we're getting right at the moment, but I do think it will eventually recover. And the recovery does happen within a 500 pip range. So right now we're in it's moved against us about 233 pips, so we're about halfway into our 500 pips of range from the original order. Yes, I do think this will recover and will come out with profit. Another reason why I was very strong on taking larger lot positions here at the bottom is because of not just knowing my EA has a really good track record and I'm expecting this to bounce from here. Not just that, but also just looking at the price. You got to take more than just one kind of hint into consideration. You have to use multiple indicators or strategies or hints to give yourself that edge, and that's what I was looking for. So what did I see? I saw that the market pushed down here. We had a bounce, a bit of a bounce, push back down, hit that same level, bounced again, hit that same level again, small bounce, and then hit it again and bounced again. So we're getting massive support here in this area. We know that the pound has been under a lot of pressure with the Brexit schedule now in place of the UK finally actually leaving, and they have a plan in place. The reason why it's shooting up, we never really know why it's moving up the way it is, but I think it's the idea that the UK may be better off with in the long run without the being in the EU, and also that they have a plan. At least they have a plan for leaving, and so who knows if this is going to be something long term, where the pound starts to push up from here on out, or if this is just temporary. So I'm hoping that it's just temporary, so I can actually get out of these positions, close out for profit, and move on to the next trading opportunity. All right. Uh, Okay, only way out, all in. Yeah, Norbert, it says the only way out is all in. I hope he's joking. I believe he's joking because that's not my thinking. In this case, yes, it was kind of all in. I don't plan on doing that again. This is a high risk account, but I don't like taking really high risk trades like that where um, I like them to be a little bit more calculated. I'm fine taking the risk if there's a plan behind it. And I got into a mess where the plan was broken. And so I had to break the plan further in order to get out of it. And uh, I'm not one to make the same mistakes multiple times. Not anymore in trading. I used to do the same thing. I used to do that in the past. Maybe I was just naive, but I want to learn from this, from what happened today. I got out of this one, and I was lucky. That's all I can say. I was lucky to get out of this alive, and I don't plan on uh, making that uncalculated risk again. Okay. What happened to your 20K account? It's still here. It's 25. Oh, sorry. uh, Here it is. Sorry, I was on my Oanda account. Um, yeah. So for those of you that are just joining, let me give you another uh, tell you what happened. We closed out for $1,127 profit, which is 4.64%. We had 23 lots out, really risky. We came out with a good profit today and overall on the account. All right, so this is what it looks like. My equity curve is what it looks like on the MyFX book. Let me just refresh it. I know, Jordy. I put a lot of risk. He says, "I thought you lost it all." I know, because I did put it all at risk. You guys know that I'm putting this whole account at risk, looking to make a good percentage on the account. In a fast amount of time before I drop the risk back down. So high risk for temporary period and then dropping it back down so I can get my initial deposit out of 11,000, 12,000. Uh, must be a nice feeling to make the profit and that profit in one day. It does, Norbert, but I'm not that happy. I'm fine with the profit. It's great to make $1,000 in one day, um, but again, I'm happier and more excited about that position, that one position that I took, uh, other than anything else. This one trade right here, right on the bounce back, right on the pullback. So right on the bottom here, that's when I got in. That's really what I'm excited about. Not even about the lot size or how much risk I put on the trade. It's just the entry point. And I'm happy that price obeyed that or bounced at that place where I thought it might. And that's really what got me out of this whole mess. So yeah, it feels good, but I don't want to uh, I don't want to let it go to my head. I'm not expecting this kind of profit in one day again, um, and I'm fine making a small $20 to $30 or $40 a day on the account. Um, and this was a different kind of scenario, and I ended up coming out on top, and it was lucky. Okay, so any other questions? Let's see. You might as well do 0.30 when you hit 30K. Yeah, Jordy, I do plan on compounding. I will compound my profits that I've made already on the account. Um, so I'm at 25,000. So I was using 0.2 lots for my RMI strategy. I will be using upping that by 0.01 lots, should give me an additional bit of profit. So not a lot, but I will compound. Yes. Yes, Norbert, you must promise you don't do that again. It's yeah, I didn't want to do it originally. I mean, and it shows that I didn't want to do it by this trade. This one that I took out, so that I entered in and I closed out. So this one here. So this is a 7 lot trade. It pushed down and went back up, and I closed it at $20 loss. I just don't like this. I don't like this kind of trading. It makes me nervous. I don't feel comfortable with it. I can't sleep when doing that kind of stuff. And so I closed it out, thinking that I could pull out of this and profit just from my actual basket of trades. So if I zoom out here and I'm looking at these trades here, all of these, I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't have that 7 lot position down there, how it would be if the price did start to creep back up. How would these trades look in relationship or in relation to the euro pound? And the euro pound kept falling even during this push back down, even when the pound CAD started pushing. So the correlation again was off. But I wanted to see how my account would look once it started moving back up. Would it start to look better? Would my drawdown be looking less? And when the market was up here at this point, sorry for the small screen, I decided that I wasn't going to get out of this basket very well, or it was going to take me a long time because of how bad the correlation has been looking because of the Brexit news. Okay. So that's when I made the decision. I need to find a different way of getting out of this basket because my current plan isn't going to work. And so that's why I did what I did today. So yeah, how come you don't use stop loss? You must, yeah, you don't use a stop loss. I do, Jordy. I do use a stop loss, but it's wide. So let's go back to my $1,000 account. So this trade here, so trade one, right? That has a 500 pip stop loss on it. So once that's 500 pips is hit, that single trade will close out by itself, and the rest of them will keep in. Each trade has a 500 pip stop loss. Now the 500 pip stop loss is wide. It's pretty big, is so I can give my trades some space to correct themselves since I'm basket trading. But I do have a point where I accept a loss and move on to the next opportunity. And sometimes that has the potential to be substantial, but since 2007 on the pound CAD, I haven't seen a lot of losses. Now, if I were to pull up a test here that I'm running for JP Morgan right now, since they are interested in picking me up as a potential trader for them, they want me to give them some an idea of how I trade. And so this is what the kind of strategy looks like. This is on the pound CAD running from 2010. And this is in every tick test. So this is a lot more accurate than some of the tests that you've seen in my videos before. It takes a long time. This has been going on for about 48 hours. So it's from 2010 on the M30. And you can see that we have really good wins with a $20,000 account. I'm shooting for low risk and decent gains, and we did have a loss here. So this is the loss that I'm talking about that we can have sometimes. So that 500 pip loss can get executed. And it will likely recover itself. It's because I give my trades a lot of space. This is why my equity looks the way it does. And then I sometimes will have, I guess a hit to the account. But since I do give that space, I am able to recover. So I have a stop loss in place in pips, and I also can have a stop loss and percentage as well. And I have both in place just in case. I think I have I know it's kind of a lot, but this is a high risk account. I have a 50% cutoff of the account, just in case things hit that level, especially when I'm sleeping or something like that. So let's see how the price is behaving to that level I told you about. I expected I'm getting some lag here, and a recovery at or bounce at 66, at 166. The reason why I know where price is going is because I had to study this pair so much, even on the smaller time frames. And I guess since all my trades are pretty much closed out, I did have to look to see where price would potentially be going. So okay, let's break this down a bit for you guys so you can see. Maybe it's I'll hold this account up, but it's a little bit messy up there. Let me see. Let me see. Let me pull up pound cat. So I want to show you how you guys can do the same thing. You can get hints of price and where it potentially is going yourself. It's going to show up there. Let me see if I can remove this indicator. Actually, if I remove it, it's not going to do anything. So I'm actually going to do it on the pound cat on the smaller account here. Okay, so push up, reversal candle. That is a reversal candle that shows um, a bearish engulfing. Candle before, much smaller, it's a bullish candle. The bearish engulfing makes a new high, breaks the previous candle high. The body of the candle closes below the open, and this is a good place for a potential reversal point. And as you can see, the price did behave and it went back down. Now I entered here. I saw this small bounce here with a tiny inside candle. I knew it was not a great position because it's not an inside candle. I just bought there at this point on my other account, on the $25,000 account. It wasn't a great position, and I know that now. But this one here, because there was no backing behind the entry. It was more of a random pick. It wasn't thought out of. That was where I wanted to enter the market. Um, so this pushed down, and I told you before, the first bullish candle after mini bearish, then the inside candle set up here. So we pushed up, bearish candle, inside candle right after, and the push up started. Okay, so how far was it going to push? Well, we had hints. We had hints that it was going to maybe see some kind of resistance at the 1.65 level, which was up here, or the 164, 165, this whole area up here. Not only because it's a half number, but also because of where it hit just a few hours before. So we look at the candlesticks. Okay, we have a bearish candle here. It's a it's like a Harami type of candle. But there's no hints here for me. Actually, what's the candle called? I can't remember. I don't think it's called Harami. Uh, but yes, that is a potential reversal candle, but nothing that I look for. Not a setup for me at that point. But this inside candle setup here was one, and we had another one right after that. So two in a row showing us that this has potential to reverse. Not only because of the resistance here, but also because of the inside candle setups right at that point. So this is a good place to enter on the pullback of after the break of that resistance point. Okay, and the reason why I pegged at the 166 level as a bouncing point, and it actually is looking like it's bouncing at that from that area, and potentially continuing its trend direction on the upside, is because it's a whole number here, and I've already seen in the past some resistance at that area previously, and I thought this would be a good place for people to re-enter on the long side. And so far, it's looking like the case. Okay, how come you're still scared of trades when you've been trading for years? I'm still scared of trades because when I have high lot sizes. When lot sizes are not in relationship to the account size. So if my lot sizes are too high for my account size, and my account size is too small, then it makes me uncomfortable with the position because I don't give my trades a lot of breathing space to have a correction. So anyone who doesn't have a healthy fear of trading won't last long. Yes, Stephen, thank you. That's very true. If you don't have that fear, uh, then you'll make trades that you'll regret in the long run. I have that fear, so it makes it so I really check when I have to make a high risk trade. I really want to check my bases. I want to check all the time frames. I wanted to uh, check the news, what's coming out, what the potential is. I want to think on it for a bit before I bite the bullet and make that position. Um, and it's what I did here. I still backed out of it, and eventually I ended up going back into the market, and I was able to get out alive. But you know, I'm still scared of it, and I probably will be. This is a high risk account. This is temporary, and I'm glad it's temporary because I don't want to trade like this long term. With higher lot trades, potentially over risking the account. But it's worth it to me to get this chance to have my own personal account of say $25,000, which is my goal. Okay, so I think that's probably going to be where I wrap things up, guys. I didn't want to say much today except for how I took the trades, what happened, where the profit stands right now. Things are looking good. Things should be a little bit more smooth from here on out. Um, I may stop looking at. Oh wait, hold on a second. What's an inside? What's a inside? Can you show how it looks and how it words? Inside. So you're talking about inside candle setup. Sure. Let me try to see if I can go and do that before I end the stream. Let's see. Let's go to my smaller account because this might be a little easier for you to see. Okay, so this is the M30 on the pound CAD. I'm actually going to remove this. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that in because it shows you what I do with the EA. Okay, so we want a push down in this case. So a substantial push down to break the previous low. And we have this bearish candle here, right? And then right after the bearish candle, we have a inside candle, bullish inside candle. So bullish inside candle, you're probably wanting to know, why does the market potentially bounce from those places, from an inside candle setup? And the reason for that, and I've said it before in my streams, I don't know, it sounds like you're new to the stream, is when there is a push in one direction, I'm looking for the markets to give me signs of that push, at that initial push, slowing. And when it slows, a lot of times that means that we can have a reversal of the trend, that was the current trend that's happening, or a pullback. Now I'm looking for either one, a pullback or a reversal of that trend. And an inside candle shows me that the current trend is not making new lows. So you can see that we have a low here. Okay, that it wasn't breaking, not broken, not broken. But then it breaks here. Then it breaks here again, breaks here again, breaks here again, breaks here again, breaks here again. So you see how many times that's when the price is making new lows, that's showing us that the trend is still in strength and it's continuing down. But when that stops and we have a bullish candle and it's inside, that's showing that the price may be stopping its that the price may be slowing down in its current trend direction. And the inside candle means that this is a good place for traders to start jumping in the market on the buying side because they're seeing the lows or the previous lows not continuing to break. Um, and so it's a good indication. It's not gold. It's not gold here. We're talking about just a hint, something that shows us that things may be slowing or the previous trend direction may be slowing. And I find that to be a pretty good indication. Although it's not perfect, it's something. It's something to help us find that edge. Now let's give you a better example because that one didn't. This actually didn't bounce from that point. It didn't go up from there, right? So let's find one that maybe did. So here's a pretty good one, right? We have a inside candle set up here. It did push a bit up. It did end up going back down and retesting that same level, and then pushing back up. So we did have, that's not quite an inside candle setup there, but it did push up overall. So I consider this still, this area of support still holding here. And it did bounce. So this entry would have been just fine if we would have held on to it and would have shot back up, and we would have had some decent profit. So this inside candle setup is decent. Okay, so we have another one in the same area. And this one pushed a little bit lower. So we have the push down, inside candle setup here. And you can see that it never actually broke this level before shooting back up again. It did later on, but it did push some profit. Now, how much profit did it actually push before breaking back down? Not a ton. It was only about 25 pips or so. But then it broke back down, and we had yet another inside candle setup. When I'm seeing this happen over and over and over again, pretty close to each other, that means that we're showing a lot of support at this area when we keep getting inside candle, very near to each other. And so this one was the bottom of the barrel, basically, and it shot up in a big way at that point. That would have been a perfect setup. And there would have been absolutely no drawdown on that position. I was sleeping at the time. My EA did take a position down there, but I was sleeping at the time when that happened. But inside candle, shot up, profit. Okay, so I hope that answers it, Jordy. Ryan, if you don't take those high lots trades, where your count would be now? My count would be at negative of, let's see, if I were to guess. My count would probably be still at a negative about $1,500 to $2,000. So I'd still be in about 5% drawdown, and a little bit more. So not in a good place. And so I knew that I had to take this step or something like it in order to get out. You should look at it if you just follow your normal strategy when you would get out. Yes, that is a pretty good suggestion, Norbert. So what he's saying is I could have held on to those trades uh, on the pound CAD, these ones, the high risk trades, and held on to them until my exit strategy on the RMI EA would happen. So that would be pretty close. I'm still in the negative of $23. I still need it to go to about here, I believe. So another 50 to 60 pips or so before I exit out and profit. Now, that's something that I considered, but the underlying factor was my risk. My account was already over risked at that point. I didn't want to get greedy by holding on to trades too long, just in case it did not push all the way up to where I wanted it to. It went back down to the support and then bounced back up from there. I don't want to play with it. No, it's too dangerous with that kind of risk. Yeah, I do think that price will go. If hopefully I'm following you correctly, Norbert. I do feel like price will extend from here. So if you follow your normal strategy, when would you get out? Oh, okay, yeah. Normal strategy would be up here at 1.668 about is probably where I would exit on the pound cat. Okay. Well, I've already, since I told you I was going already, I think I lost a few viewers, so I might as well go now. And I hope that makes sense, Jordy. Like I said, this is educational. This is something that can maybe help you gain an edge by understanding price. This is a stream about how to understand where price is going and how to kind of track that. So even if you're not using a strategy that incorporates just the candlesticks, maybe with your system, you can see where price is going. Maybe this, my advice to you, can allow you to see the candlesticks in a way where or have the potential of understanding where price may go. And so I'm hoping that that's helpful to you. This may be the streams that I'm doing here may be ending soon, guys, because like I said before, I had a long conversation with JP Morgan yesterday, and with one of the head guys there. and nothing is set yet. But it looks like they're very interested in taking me on as a trader. They will know all of my history, so those of you that know that I have lost some of my personal accounts or one of my personal accounts in the past 3 years, they will know that stuff. And they are interested in having me consult for the firm and potentially do some trading as well. So something that's going to be taking a lot more of my time. I need to be certified, officially certified as a U.S. trader in order to consult for the firm, and that's something that's going to be pretty time consuming, and that's pretty much the next step in my trading career. All right. I don't know what they are, Norbert. It's said that they're market makers. I would imagine that every bank is a market maker in some way or form, and that's where I'm going from here. Who knows? Maybe I'll be an institutional trader before long. All right. Thanks for guys for watching, and hope to see you next time. And I'll let you know how much longer I go for with the streams. I'll always give you a heads up. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.